Okay, battery's gone dead, so we're plugged in inside now. Alright, just a little insight into your brush knee twist step. The whole idea of your Tai Chi form, as you should know, is that when you're doing the Tai Chi form, you're not necessarily doing all the applications, like you're not actually executing the full motion of an application when you're doing the form. Because to do it in the full extension of the way, you sort of take away from that meditative relaxation state. So when we're doing our Yang Lu Chan's form, I would sort of put its more primary purpose of the Yang Lu Chan form as that meditative feeling throughout the postures, as opposed to one of the more martial forms, the Pao Chui or something, which of course you're executing all the martial applications. So to keep you in that meditative state, we want to have the intention of the martial applications, but without necessarily executing them exactly as they are. Certain ones might be, obviously the Fa Jing movements, you're executing the martial application, but some slow movements, like, if you do, a posture like that, then you could say, okay, yeah, you're still extending your arm to the full extent and so on. But you're still not really putting in that aggressive nature to the form. Okay, so brush knee twist step as an example, and this principle goes through your whole form, so it's a good way to learn. Taking it from the point of holding a ball and just lifting your knee, putting it down and striking, most people will have some kind of body movement with these kind of actions, with the palm strikes and so on. So from this point, there'll be something in there, rather than just being like that. There's no martial intention there if I just do that. That's like your little old ladies class that know nothing about martial, and they're just waving their hands about. They brush their knee, they place the foot, and they're just pushing their hand forward. They're not doing anything. You're just getting good physical exercise from that. You're not getting the martial intention, you're not getting any of the activations of the meridians happening by just doing that. So, what we want to do is change it from that to feeling that energy come up through the ground, through your muscles. Now when I'm doing that posture, I'm feeling a rush of energy coming up through my back and out of my hand, because I've understood and practiced the martial application, so I understand the martial meaning of the move. So when I come to that posture, and do that movement like that, to gain the power in that movement, when I'm doing it slowly, I'm doing exactly that. But in slow motion. And that's how you get the activations of energy happening in your Yang Lu Chan's form and in any of the slow moving forms. So without understanding the martial, you're never going to get anything happening. It's really impossible to get anything happening in your Tai Chi form without at least having some understanding of the martial applications, because that's how the form was invented. So, brush knee twist step. Not going to go over this part. What we're going to go over is this part here. A few little things we've got to look at. When we lift the knee, it's easier for most people to feel like a connection between here and the palm, as I was saying, to change your movement from this into that and connect it to your body. It's a bit more difficult to get your legs having that same intention. So we're going to take it from the play guitar position. We're going to hold the ball. Now see if you can see the difference. Which way will I do it? If I do it this way, it's probably best for you to see. Okay. Have a look at the difference. This is me doing it without the intention, without the martial intention of that knee strike, or this whole body mechanic of when the knee lifts. So, holding the ball, nothing happened there when I did that. Now, with martial intention behind the movement, so what we want to get is, when we pick up the knee, same as when we throw anything. When we throw a punch, we don't use the arm to throw the punch, we use the body to throw the punch. When we throw a kick, we don't go and throw a kick like that using this muscle. The whole body comes into that kicking motion. So same thing with a knee strike. You don't get someone into a lock and go like that and just lift your knee up. You're going to come into that movement and you're going to twist your entire body into that motion to get that knee strike to happen. So the way that translates into your slow form from here, it's just what this area here does. When I lift the knee, at this point, of course, as you should know, again, your pelvis is always tucked under, so your lower back is flat. We never stand like this when we're in our form, the pelvis is tucked. But it's the difference between being in a neutral position, lifting the knee, like that, and bring the hand down to it. Now watch the difference. It's very, very subtle, but I'm going to tuck the pelvis as I lift the knee. So that starts now. There's just in a neutral position, nothing's happening. Now, something's happening. Nothing. Something. There's direction to what this leg is actually doing. Rather than the leg just lifting on its own, this has given the leg its incentive to lift. Of course, it's still your leg muscle. I can't go like that and have my leg fly up in the air naturally. I've got to use my leg muscles to pick my leg up. But it's this which directs the leg. It gives it the intention of the movement rather than the leg trying to think all on its own. So, as you pick up the foot, and just as you start to lift the leg, watch what this does. I'll exaggerate it so you can see it, but do not do it like this. It should be a very subtle movement. You pick up the foot, now watch. Like that. You're crunching down into the movement, but it's very, very subtle. Someone watching would they'd see a change, like they can see something different in your form. They wouldn't be able to go, oh, he's tucking his hips under, unless you've been told to look for that specific thing. So from here, just, see that's tucked. That's got the intention. That's relaxed. It's also just a matter of, I mean, there is a physical tucking there, but you don't want it to go so far, as I say, so that your back's kind of rounded over. You still want to be more or less upright in the posture. But by thinking, just that little tuck, you engage these muscles in here, just gently. And by engaging those muscles, you get the correct connection between the leg and the center. Whereas if I leave my belly like totally soft and floppy when I lift the knee, I feel like my leg is disconnected from here, like this is just working by itself. As soon as I, just a little bit of a contraction there from the tucking, just simply by doing that little tucking motion, it engages these little abdominal muscles which connect into here, of course, and now the knee is connected to the rest of my body. So that's what you want to look at now when you're doing your brush and your twist step. With every little step that you take, there, engaging here, tucking under, placing the foot, stepping out, placing the heel, and coming forward. Thank you.